Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
37,000 plus for Bitcoin. We see Ethereum at 2,600 plus, both of them off by right around 12%. And we see here XRP at the number 7 spot is 76 cents. We're off by 4.73, all of which is on the 7-day for all three mentioned there. So look at the range of price really quickly here, 75 cents on the bottom and 80 cents on the top. So we'll keep an eye on it. We will hear for a price breakout target for XRP from Coins Kid before we get out of here. And I'll tell you this much, it's bullish. Kookmin Bank is preparing to become the first bank in South Korea to offer crypto investment products to retail investors. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. South Korea's largest bank, KB Bank, announced that it planned to launch several crypto investment funds as soon as possible. Not really a lot else to read out of the article, so that's where we are. And we see here even more evidence that Russia inches closer to crypto regulation as ministry hands government its draft bill. You know, again, I feel, and glass half full, speculating here, that the U.S. is intentionally waiting till the fourth quarter 2-minute warning to do what they're going to do in regards to regulation and even central bank digital currencies, which may come sometime after. We will see. But I do believe that it is about getting the rest of the world economies and governments to participate and get their regulation and get their CBDC developed, and then you're going to see in one fell swoop the U.S. do major things, which I believe, and I still hold hope for, which will put us to the front of the line of the fourth industrial revolution. And this, I believe, is evidence of it. Here is the Biden executive order on cryptocurrency oversight and stablecoins this week. I do believe it's going to be more of a directive for the agencies involved in crypto regulation and stablecoins, more so than it will be a this is what we're doing. Now, we shall see, right? It's not here yet, but we are expected to get it sometime this week. Joe Rogan getting red-pilled on central bank digital currencies and crypto. Now it's time to get John Deaton on Joe Rogan. Jamie Vernon, if you hear us, I tell you, it would be an amazing show and such a great follow-up to this incredible podcast you had here with this gentleman. Really getting Joe up to speed on programmable central bank digital currencies. We need him to find out about XRP and how it can bridge us to protect us from programmed money, and to reveal ETHgate, the biggest financial scandal in quite a while, in many, many decades, that is for sure. So right here, I encourage all of you to tweet this, tag Jamie Vernon and Joe Rogan. Let's keep it up. And I have in my description and comment box, I have a link to directly take you to Joe Rogan's page to submit John Deaton as a guest. Listen to this clip here. This guy breaks it down pretty well, the scary side of programmable central bank digital currencies. Check it out.
Group. Our Chancellor, who does our economy, called Chancellor of the Exchequer, his name is Rishi Sunak. He's put out this video. This is all my feeds, by the way, my social feeds. He put out this video saying that what they want to do is bring in this thing called the central banking digital currency. They want to replace fiat paper money with digital money as a competitor to Bitcoin and crypto money, right? But instead of being decentralized currency, it will be controlled by a government. It's digital currency, but controlled centrally through the banks, Bank of England. So instead of having a bank account with whatever, HSBC or Bank of America, you'll have a bank account directly with, in the American context, with the Fed. In the UK, directly with the Bank of England. You have a personal bank account, and you're given digital money in that bank account. These are called central banking digital currencies. The Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK has already announced their intention to do this as the G7 group. And these, if you look up...
This sounds terrifying.
If you look up the Telegraph newspaper...
I've already Googled it, and there's a lot of headlines about it.
Yep, there's a specific article in the Telegraph, programmable digital currency, yeah? If you can't find it, I'll pull it out from my Twitter feed, and we can talk through it on my feed. But while he's looking for that, I'll talk you through it. So one of these
central bank digital currency, is that the one down below?
Digital currency should be programmable. See that one there? Yeah. He's looking at it even on the search. It says the word programmable. The top search result. Yep. So, third line down.
I see in that.
Yep. Should be programmable.
Yeah.
Programming. Yeah. Now, see again. There's a paywall, but
start your free trial.
Yeah. But you can see the word there, right? Programming in the headline. Now, what they're doing is they're saying that this digital currency, once because everyone knows that with inflation at over 5%, is now 5.4%, right? Our fiat money, the paper money, is increasingly becoming worthless, and we're headed towards a big disaster. The Fed wants to raise interest rates. But we're in so much debt that if you raise interest rates, people are going to suffer because we're living on debt as Western economies. So they realize that this kind of the lifespan of paper money is fast coming to an end because of the 2008 economic crash in particular. So they're bringing in these central banking digital currencies. Why is that word programmable in there? So what they said in that article, and the Chancellor put a video out saying this as well. Group.
And look, this is really, and there are 3 parts to this. I mean, you should go watch the whole podcast. Obviously, Joe Rogan does a great job, and so does this gentleman here, breaking down what is really taking place. And there's a much darker implication to all of this. I encourage you to go watch it, especially part 3 that's on my Twitter feed. I'm not going to play it here because we know how YouTube can be, but nevertheless, this sets the tone. This is why it's important to have a bridge currency, and it's also why I believe it is important, certainly here in the United States, as Tom Emmer has said and submitted a bill for, that the Federal Reserve not be allowed to directly issue digital dollars to the citizens or provide bank accounts to them, because this is what he's concerned about, and so am I, and I believe all of us should be. Let's take a pivot into what we should be concerned about, and it's this SEC versus Ripple case. We're about to look at some incredible information, not only from Jeremy Hogan, but his wife, Tin View, the legal briefs team, and they lay it down. Jeremy Hogan is going to play the role of the SEC, unfortunately, and Tin View will play the role representing Ripple in just a moment here. And then we're going to hear from John Deaton, who explains to us that the next ruling to come from the judge could break the case for possibly a Ripple win. We'll take a look at it. But right here it shared this Perkins-Coie legal memo that was really put out and put out the legal analysis for Ripple back in 2012. Perkins-Coie also assisted in the Hinman draft in 2018 that Ether was no longer a security speech. Perkins-Coie website then posts that other senior officials and the chair of the SEC are in growing consensus. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but look, you see what a calamity all of this has become. And it'd be laughable if there wasn't so many people harmed over it, like the 65,000 XRP holders like myself who are represented by John Deaton, as well as look at all the potential U.S. customers that Ripple could have attained during this time period. And let's weigh the damages of how many billions of dollars has been launched on the Ethereum network since all of this has taken place with the Hinman speech, to really fully understand the weight of what is going on here. Looking right here, this says, this is originally Bill right here who puts out here, and why am I not following Bill? Well, I am now. There you go, Bill. We got to straighten that out. He says, good man, I noted that XRP called Ripple is described with Litecoin, Bitcoin is decentralized in one slide. This was 2013. That was Perkins-Coie view, not inconsistent with the 2012 advice. How much more was it decentralized by June of 2018? Exactly the point here, says John Deaton. If XRP was ever an investment contract of Ripple, it would have been most likely one in 2012 when it began. Yet the legal conclusion was that it was not by Perkins-Coie. As each year passed, the ecosystem for XRP grew and XRP became less and less of an investment contract of Ripple's. You can't say it any better. You really can't. But I tell you what, you can when you're breaking down the case. This is the Hogan legal team right here. And again, SEC side is played by Jeremy Hogan, and the Ripple side is played by his wife, Tin View. Shout out to both of you for this. I start with the, and it's actually in reverse to the way the video goes. I encourage you to watch this entire video. It's fantastic. But I'm going to start with Jeremy from the SEC side first, and then we're going to have Tin View bring the Ripple side of this, and let's start right here.
First, let me begin by pointing out that the focus of the fair notice defense is not on what a law firm that the defendant paid for legal advice says in a memo. It's whether the law puts a reasonable defendant on notice that its actions are illegal. And we believe that the Howey test and its 60 years of progeny are very clear. In fact, the October 2012 memo references the Howey test as controlling precedent. Now, putting aside the self-serving pieces Ripple wants to highlight, I would like to direct the court's attention to the following language from the October 2012 memo. Looking at the second paragraph of page 17, quote, Ripple has a greater risk of being seen as a common enterprise and therefore be selling a security because there will be a specific entity which is responsible for the distribution of XRP and the promotion and marketing functions of the Ripple network, close quote. Further, the memo noted importantly that the risk of a security designation could be lessened if, quote, neither the founders nor Ripple will be collecting or retaining funds from the distribution of XRP, close quote. And obviously Ripple has, and even in the face of this litigation, has continued to collect and retain funds from distribution of XRP, knowing that doing so puts it at even greater risk, and indeed has led it to make illegal sales of unregistered securities. So, it seems that Ripple not only ignored the danger implicit in its sales of XRP, but actually ignored the very important advice to not retain funds from the sales of XRP. Not only has it retained funds, but it's retained over $1 billion worth of funds. This is not a lack of fair notice, Your Honor, but a simple failure to pay attention to a known law.
I love how Ted View's shaking her head like, oh, no, no, no. Well, let me take you back to this spot right here where we hear her represent Ripple's side of things, because Jeremy was representing the SEC's point of view here, legal standing. So take a listen right here.
And so, Judge, Ripple followed the legal advice contained in the October 2012 memo to a T. And later in 2018, Director Hinman's 2018 speech actually reinforced this legal opinion that Ripple had been provided 6 years prior. And then it reached out and discussed what it was doing with the SEC, and was never told by the SEC that it was doing anything illegal. And all of the guidance that it had received up to that point suggested it was not required to register with the SEC. For 8 years, Ripple acted in the belief it was behaving lawfully, until the lawsuit was filed in December 2020, the last day of Chair Clayton's tenure at the SEC, after more than 8 years of business. And that scenario, Your Honor, is the textbook definition of a legal lack of fair notice. Thank you.
Damn, that was good.
Hey, how lucky are we to have these two, John Deaton, James K. Filan, Attorney Seal, all in this space to help us all understand what is really going on, because without them, I would be completely lost. I don't know about anybody else. So very grateful for each and every one of them. Okay, take a look right here, because Attorney John Deaton said the next ruling will be the biggest decision in the XRP lawsuit. If Judge Netburn ultimately rules that the emails must be turned over, it is huge. Now take a look at this article here. As it is known, the magistrate has recently ruled on the deliberative process privilege issue with a few wins for Ripple, which were enough to be considered as a great result for the defendants and XRP holders, as Bill Hinman's speech was found not to be privileged, as well as it relates to notes and drafts. Then the SEC filed a motion for reconsideration as the plaintiff, arguing that was once said to be a personal opinion is now being called public guidance. The 180-degree turn by the SEC has shocked many following the lawsuit, but Magistrate Netburn will literally be the judge of that. John Deaton, the attorney representing more than 65,000 XRP holders with amicus curiae status in the SEC versus Ripple case, has commented on the upcoming ruling, pointing how critical it will be for the outcome of the lawsuit. Now, if we come down here, I want to give you this. If Judge Netburn ultimately rules that the emails must be turned over, it is huge. Don't forget, even if the SEC persuades her that the emails are covered under the DPP, she can still pierce the privilege veil and order the documents produced. If she rules the emails privileged but orders the SEC to produce them, it means XRP is referred to and/or evidence is indeed exculpatory. If the judge believes evidence is exculpatory and Ripple has no other means of obtaining the evidence, she will pierce the DPP privilege. If she overturns her previous ruling and decides the emails are privileged but doesn't pierce the privilege, The emails, although helpful to Ripple, are likely not as big as we perceive. The reconsideration will be the biggest decision in this case, short of dispositive motions. That's where we are right now. And this, to me, is good news in the sense that, look, I know we all feel like this thing's never going to end, but it will.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.